one of the people that is not discussed a lot, because Nimrod is a topic of conversation, even more so today, maybe now than at any point in history other than when this was going on, is his wife, Semiramis. So by all means, dive into Nimrod and Semiramis, because that is going to be the cornerstone of a lot of our discussion today.
So as we go throughout the rebellion of Nimrod, the rebellion against God, what does God tell Noah and his sons to do? Spread throughout the earth and multiply. And what does Nimrod do? The people of Babylon, they come together and they say, let us make a city, let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad, in direct defiance to what God has told them to do. And so Nimrod becomes the first rebel against God after the flood. He builds mighty Babylon towards the east. He hires masons to do so, which is harkened back to in the 1390 Regis manuscript, one of the founding documents of Freemasonry. But Nimrod becomes mighty. He is kind of the god king on earth during his reign. A side note, scripture never says he built the Tower of Babel, but it's likely he did. Josephus says he did. A few other writings do.
Yeah.
But Nimrod is kind of the man god, and his wife, Semiramis, is the queen, the queen goddess. And so at the Tower of Babel, what happens? God divides the world into 70 to 72, 70 different languages instantaneously. So if you have Nimrod's name, and all of a sudden you're speaking a different language, instantaneously there becomes 70 different names for Nimrod, the man god. There become 70 different names for Semiramis, his wife. And what we see, in my opinion, and some others that I've studied, Gary Wayne would be top on this topic. Nimrod becomes Osiris in Egypt. That's one of his names, one of the gods he becomes. And we get into some fascinating stuff, which we will get into about Osiris being the first mummified Egyptian, and he is resurrected. He coming back to life. We'll get into that with the Freemasons because they're all about Osiris and his resurrection. Semiramis, we have all kinds of gods. Nimrod becomes Cupid in Roman mythology and different things. Semiramis is pretty much all of the goddesses you read about, like 95% of them, harkens back to Semiramis, whereas Nimrod is one among many. So even to the Chinese, Qingmu, I think is her name, these goddesses are all linked back to Semiramis. The Ishtar, Isis, whatever you want to call her, Inanna, Astarte, these all harken back to his wife, Semiramis.
Yeah. And another one of the names for Nimrod that we can see is Gilgamesh. So you have the Sumerian version of that. At least that's what it appears to be, correct?
Yeah. There's all kinds of names. If we want to move forward a little bit with the Egyptian mythology of Nimrod and Semiramis.
Yeah, it's actually kind of what I had next on the list, which is, they were worshiping Thoth, which ties into all this. So by all means, go right ahead.
So Semiramis becomes Isis in Egyptian mythology. Nimrod becomes Osiris. And what happens is Nimrod's uncle, or I believe it's his uncle, Seth, his uncle kills him, separates his body into 13 pieces. Isis sends out, they bring all his pieces back, save one of them, which got eaten by a fish, and they bring him back to life. And Nimrod says, I've got to go to the land of the dead, but I will reincarnate through my own son. And so basically the story goes that the spirit of Osiris impregnates Isis, and they give birth to their son Horus.